I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I put the mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns out with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's you lost, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed and
What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be part 3 of airbrushing the panel. So if you haven't watched the first 2 parts, go back and watch those before you continue on with this one. This is where it's going to get more complicated, so go back and watch the previous videos to get an idea of what we're doing here. So this is exactly how we left the panel off last part in part 2. Everything is pretty much a custom candy mixture over the white we did to push everything back. So like I said, this is where it's going to get a little bit more complicated. As far as the painting goes, things are going to start to get and progress slowly to where we're going to start pushing everything forward to the lightest lights. This is called the push and pull method, and step 1, we were pulling everything out to get that image mapped out all in white, a very reduced white. And then the second video, we pushed everything back to where we were going to get it the darkest dark that we're going to get it. So in this video, we're going to push everything back like it already is. Might go back in with some black, but we're going to start pulling everything forward again to our lightest lights. So how we're going to do that, let me show you real quick. So we've already got our custom candy color that I mixed up, and what that is pretty much a trans neb, which is a base coat, kind of like a wet bed if you will, with a little bit of black in it and a little bit of blue. And the blue that I use is a Strato blue, and I got a little pinch of a couple of drops maybe of this white that's over reduced, and then we made this custom color that we got here as a candy to go over everything. So we don't need to make anything else up as far as our main color goes, because we don't really want to alter this color until we get to like the skin tones, and maybe some of the skulls are going to have something, but that is going to be pretty much towards the end of everything when we're going to start adding different colors in. So right now in this episode, we're just going to use our mixture that I've made up, and what we're going to do is we're going to put in maybe 1 or 2 drops, maybe 3 to start with, and start going over the lighter areas in the picture. So with that, I've got this picture hanging up right here. So this is the original picture. So we don't want to mess with anything that's dark. We want to try to not paint anything. We want to leave those dark. So we want to start hitting the areas that are light, like her hair right here. So when we go back in, we're just going to start adding layers and layers and layers on top of these brights, and maybe hitting some of these darker areas that we need to push back to make them a little bit lighter, but still trying to stay away from their darkest darks, because you want to leave those dark. And then at the end of this, when we get everything to our lightest light and we start adding highlights, it's gonna make it pop even more. And then at the end, we can take some really over reduced black and start going in these areas that are really black back here and push them back even further. And what that's going to do is make the image almost look 3-dimensional and it coming out at you, and it's going to make it pop. So, like I said, in this video, we're just worried about the areas that are light. Keep staying away from the blacks, and we're only going to be adding maybe, like I said, 2 or 3 drops right now. And then after that layer is done, once we've gone over everything and that layer is done, we'll go back over the same areas again and just make it tighter, tighter, tighter. And as we go along to each layer, we're going to start adding more drops of that white in there. It doesn't take much to turn this color. It might look really dark on here right now because it is, but once we start adding this, it's going to make it look like this color that we're painting over this bright white, but it's still going to be a very, very dark color because it's going to almost be like a grayish that we're going to be using. That's going to be mixed because this white is going to change this color right here drastically against this. And then once we start adding more and more and more of those light colors onto this panel, it's just going to make everything push out even further. And then once we get to the layers on the top side, we can start adding in, like when I start doing the skin tones on our face and our hands and our chest, and maybe some of the skulls are going to be a different color. I haven't decided yet, but when we get to that point, like I said, it's going to be at the very end. I can start using, I will still use this concoction, but along the way I'll count how many drops that I've put in, and then I'll just add a little bit more drops to it, and then I'll make up like a, I mean, it's pretty much gonna be like a peachy, a really pale peachy tannish color to go over, and it's just gonna go right back over that white, and it's gonna give it that little bit of subtle pop like it is in here. Like you can maybe see up on her chest, it's not totally black and white. It's got some red because of the red going through here, peachy red, and then it's just gonna reflect on her chest and her face. And I don't wanna make her black and white to begin with. So I'm going to add some more peachiness to her face and to her chest and make it more lifelike. I'm not going to go really, really peachy, but I do want to add a subtle here and there to her face and her chest. And then with this book that's glowing down here, I'm not going to use this peachy red that I've got here. I'm actually going to take this and probably make it like a green, like a neon green, and just give it a different type of glow. And that's going to be at the very, very end once everything's locked in, because that's going to be a really over-reduced candid I'm going to make myself, just like I made for this greenish tannish or greenish grayish color. It's going to be the same ideal, but it's just going to be a different color. And then I'm going to go back through and dust it on the edges, and maybe I'm going to make their eyes, instead of red, I'll make them that green and make them glow, make the side of the building glow. Those are just the final details that I'll be doing on this. It's just going to make this picture stand out more, and especially once I clear it, it'll really stand out. So I'm going to get you guys set up on the tripod. I'm going to get my color mixed up, and then I'm going to show you guys just how much of a change this is going to make just by doing another, you know, this is pretty much the beginning. This isn't really the first layer that we did, but it's going to be acting like the first layer because we're going to start pulling this picture out. So let me get you guys set up and I'll be right back. All right, we got our color mixed. I'm going to show you guys exactly if you guys can see this on the camera or not. Got it in there. It made it a really lighter color of this, and I honestly only put 3 drops in here of this, so it drastically changes once you start adding a lighter, like a white to it, or if you're going to add a different, like maybe like a blue or anything to it. Any color that's lighter than what the color you started with, it doesn't take much. But like a lot of guys will get these and they'll just start pouring in paint. Once you already got your ground color figured out, you don't need much to change it and alter it. So I'm going to pretty much freehand most of this, but some of the areas, especially like in her face or like nostrils or lips and things like that, I've got a special tool that I use, and that is these freehand shields. These freehand shields are made by Art Tool. I've got like probably 15 of them, so I've got a couple dozen. And they're all different shapes and sizes. I got one like this, and what this does, it's pretty much just used as a shield. So if I need to get in maybe like an eye socket or something like that, It's got like an oval. I can go in there and spray and make a hard edge line. Make something really crisp, maybe against her. Maybe I need to actually give that a sharper edge down there, maybe like a glow. I can use this for a shield. And that's what I use these for, is just to make things a little bit more crisp. So you'll see me pick these things up over the course of this whole panel, doing certain areas and popping them out. It just makes everything tight. So I'm going to start down here with this color. So alright, and like I said, this is going to be, you're going to really probably see it come out a lot because this is a lighter version of this. So like I said, you want to focus on the areas that are lighter. So everywhere that's a little bit lighter, that's the areas you want to focus on, and try to stay away from your darkest areas. So we're going to start down here on this, let's say this candle right here. And it really gave that little bit, just a little bit, it don't take much. The key to this is to move slow, because you can always go back in and fix it. And once you go too much of your color too fast, it's harder to fix it. Like I said, this is called the push and pull method. So if you're working a little bit steps out of way, it's easier to push things back and pull them forward and fix them if you need to. If you can see that, I don't know if you guys can see that any, but the skull, let me get you guys a better picture. You can start seeing the skull starting to pop out down here. Just by a little bit and a little bit at a time.
Rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want. I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did shit, I know it hurts. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt, they're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt, they're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python. Grab what I like real fast, choke until I have everything I attack. Everything that I lack, everything that I want and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind